Disclaimer, this video was written before the next two episodes had released. So before you go to the comments to tell me that this and this and this from episode 5, 6, whatever. I have seen it already, but I am choosing to make this video with my perspective before those episodes released. So in case you have anything to say, don't say it. Hello and welcome to me ranting about Hazbin Hotel once again. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as you enjoyed the last video, so let's get into it. If it's not obvious, there will be spoilers for episodes 3 and 4 of Hazbin Hotel Season 2, so if you haven't watched it, I recommend watching it before this video. The episode starts off immediately where episode 1 left off. Charlie freaks out and tells the cast about what happened with Emily.
I thought Charlie said no more drugs.
That was funny. Charlie gets out and then sees a Vees fake out on her being a dictator, and her first instinct is to invite Voxstack to come to her hotel. As if that was gonna fix anything. They're already distorting her words. Why would they care for her words now? I know, she's been to be a naive character, but there's a line between being naive and just being stupid.
I'm just not sure reaching out to the overlords trying to make you look like a horrible monster is the best idea.
And Baggy points out the exact same thing that I just pointed out, but Charlie doesn't care, and this won't be the first time she does this. Some talk and then Cherry goes to talk to Baxter about serpenches. Not that necessary for this episode that already has an idea structured, but whatever. Vox and Velvet arrive, and immediately do the thing they know best. Make Charlie look like a villain by twisting her words. I still don't understand how she can't connect the dots. That they don't care what she has to say. Obviously they don't believe her when she says someone was redeemed. Why would they? So she gives the stupid idea of redeeming someone there on the spot as if Serpench's redemption didn't take months and requires death to be able to happen. Sometimes I think the stuff that happens in the show is so artificial, like it doesn't feel like a scenario that would genuinely happen. That's not a good thing. When trying to write a story, it has to be believable to work. Not even the dialogue in the show feels like it would be a genuine conversation in real life. Cherry arrives to Baxter's room and demands he explains stuff about serpenches, which I don't really get. Baxter knows nothing about serpenches and redemption or his time at the hotel. So why was this necessary? They could have just thrown that info that they were lab partners without the need of a whole B-plot section dedicated to it, because it doesn't really help Cherry understand serpenches' time at the hotel. Next we have the song, Piss, a love song with Penches and Cherry. It gets its whole name from the line they share of beating the piss out of you. With this name, the song loses seriousness to me, and that sucks because it's my favorite song in these two episodes. But I won't lie and say that it was quite unnecessary. Not every episode needs an A plot and a B plot, and so far, all these episodes have two plots. This one stops shifting between plots of the song, and that's actually the most enjoyable part of the show to watch so far. It sticks to the one plot, and allows the viewer to process stuff more easily instead of focusing on two poorly meshed together plots where the transitions between them feel too sudden. Anyways, Charlie is showing how group bending works to Velvet and Vox, and I don't think it takes more than 2 neurons to understand that they aren't interested. Baggy, Angel, and Husk arrive, and they're all obviously surprised by the overlords in the room. Especially Angel Dust is agitated for very valid reasons. He knows Vox and Velvet are bad news, and starts freaking out and basically begging Charlie to get them out of here. But Charlie doubles down on her stupid beliefs and tells Angel that he'll be redeemed right there, to which he's obviously uncomfortable of doing in front of Vox and Velvet. And Charlie keeps begging, get the hint, girl, please. And why does Husky encourage her? It feels so out of character. Oh god, this show is so annoying sometimes. Then comes the worst song of the whole season so far, Speedrun to Redemption. It doesn't contribute anything to the plot. I'll give it that they're doing it in song instead of a montage fits better for a musical, but I'm sure they could have done better than whatever this is. I don't want to waste more time talking about this song, so let's move forward. Now, Charlie has tied Husk to a trail while Nifty is riding a train with a angelic spear on the front. What the f***? Does she realize that if something goes wrong with that remote she has and Angel is not able to save Husk, this could be really bad? Generally, what the f***? And I don't think any of them truly realize the problem with this. Just because Charlie has the remote to stop it, it doesn't mean that something can't go wrong. And would you look at that? Vox got the brakes, and now someone actually has to go do something. So Angel goes to save Husk, and for some reason, instead of jumping off the train with him to save him, Angel stands in front of the angelic spear, bro. What is on with the writing of this show? Thankfully, Vaggy saves them both, and Husk rightfully gets mad because of how Angel just stood there, it could have gotten both of them killed, not just one of them.
Gotta be something I'm missing.
Look, Charlie, Angel is not Pentious, and things have already gotten out of hand today. Just send these assholes home.
He's not Pentious. Maybe that's it. Okay, we have been trying to recreate Pentious's redemption, but maybe what he did redeemed his own sin. That's why it didn't work for Angel.
Charlie, please tell me, why can't you think for yourself? That was something as easy as math to understand. It's just connecting dots. Redemption is to acknowledge your mistakes and do the opposite of what you did to be condemned in the first place. That's what it means to redeem. You correct your mistakes by evolving as a person, and she realizes this only after Vaggie tells her. Angel clearly doesn't want to be involved anymore or speak in front of Vox and Velvet, and he even says,
Remember that lesson on boundaries?
shouldn't that ring a bell on your head, Charlie Morningstar? For someone who's all about the good in people, you sure do be breaking boundaries. Vox then reveals that Angel Dust is a murderer. He killed his dad and that's why he is in hell. Reason is unknown. As Vox is treating Angel horribly, Charlie finally understands why he wasn't comfortable and tells him and Velvet to leave in her demon form. So they do. Vox leaving Velvet to go on the elevator alone is actually funny. Angel rightfully gets mad at Charlie, and he does have a point. You can only apologize so many times before people stop believing you are trying to make up for your actions. You'd think she knows better than to involve Angel with the Vees, but I guess not. I totally gave Angel the right to be mad at Charlie, especially because I'm also mad at her just for how stupid she has been. At the end of the episode, the experience of the hotel visit goes on air, and as expected, they twist Charlie's words and lie to manipulate the public into hating her. Who would have seen that coming, right? We get the reveal that Cherry was staying at the hotel. I so believe her plot in this episode could have been handled on an episode on its own, instead of having it yet another A-plot and B-plot situation. But let's hope next episode is as straightforward as this one was from the second half. The episode starts with Charlie getting ready to go to the news. Why? I don't even have to repeat myself. Vaggie says it for me.
There is no point. Those fuckers work for Vox. Katie Killjoy is just gonna do the same thing the Vees did. Don't feed into this crap. Just stay with me today.
They will just distort her words again and cut her off, and she tries to explain herself. Like I said, there is a very notable line between naiveness and stupidity, and I am just mad I have to see Katie Killjoy again. And also, it's a third episode where she tries to dismiss the allegation that if Voxec was gonna step down, and doing this right after the last episode is really pushing that line of stupidity. Did you not learn anything from it? I guess not. Charlie lives with Nifty, and again, we have two plots. Who saw it coming? All of us, really. See what I did there? I quoted the show. That was not funny. Alastor is thirst-trapping in front of a mirror and is then rage-baited successfully by Lucifer and decides to quit. Damn LeMayo. Then we go suddenly back to the news plot, and it's exactly how you'd expect.
Well, as you know, Vox paid a visit to our hotel recently, yes, and he lied about everything.
Lied? I'd say that's a pretty intense accusation, don't you think?
Well, he, misrepresented things, so...
Oh, using fancy words now.
He bent the truth.
I wish he'd bend me. Right in half. You know what I'm saying? Tom laugh. Oh, ha, ha.
I still hate Katie Killjoy. I can't even summarize sections like these, because they are so short and introduced so suddenly, there really is not much to talk about, as immediately we go back to Alastor, who is at Cannibal Town and goes to visit Rosie to tell her he had quit the hotel. Rosie said that it's not up to him, and explains his human backstory. I like him as a human much more than as a demon, actually, and on that, how does one mistake a human for a deer based on a vision? Oh, okay, I guess. This also reveals that Rosie is the holder of Alastor's leash. He even sings a song about it. It's a fun song, but I think it's too short. Alastor leaves too quickly after that and has an idea. Seriously, can we stop with the transitions? It's getting annoying. I really can have more of Charlie being dumb. It goes as expected and even makes the hotel situation worse. Nifty sings a song about the hotel that doesn't really help the situation and feels like an acid trip. It's a fun song though, I'll give them that, and the art style change was really nice to see from a song in this show. Hopefully that happens more often. Once again, the transition is sudden. Alastor challenges Vox with a busted up staff and a non-healed scar. Okay. And they play the instrumental of Stayed Gone here, which is a good detail that I hope they do more, and they did. Nice. Valentino and Velvet show up and help Vox fight Alastor. Then again, we can and also outnumbered, and mid-fight of course there is another transition that finally connects the two plots by having Nifty go to help Alastor and grabbing Husk to go help as well. Back to the fight, Nifty and Husk arrive to help Alastor, who gets back on his feet while Vox is distracted. But the fight is short as all of them are backed onto corners by the Vees. Alastor proposes that he will join Vox if he lets Nifty and Husk live and also leaves the hotel alone. Okay, I knew he had a plan, but if that was his intent, why didn't he just start with that instead of getting his ass kicked and appearing as a coward by ending a fight like this? Vox makes it even clearer that he appears as a coward by publicly humiliating him for a whole day, which I found quite funny actually. At the end of the humiliation, Vox finally questions Alastor on why he did that, to which Alastor responds by calling Vox out on how dependent he is. And so we get a flashback on how they were before their rivalry. Basically, Vox wanted to form a partnership with Alastor, but Al called him weak for seeking help, which I understand to some extent, but I feel like Alastor could have benefited from this partnership much more than staying alone. But I guess he was too selfish to share the number one spot, even if he was the clear strongest overlord, which quite frustrated me on the first watch, but I grew to not mind it as much. We also get to know Vox's real name is Vincent. I like it. Vox then reprises Don't You Forget, and in it makes a point on why the partnership with other overlords is a recipe to success, but Alastor still overlooks it because he got his success handed to him in a silver platter, and that's about what I had to explain for this episode. I must say, these are better than the first two, but Charlie's stupidity really does piss me off, and I hope we don't see her trying to talk to Voxtech anymore, as Alastor now made that deal so they'd leave her alone. I'm intrigued to see what Alastor's plan is. I cannot imagine anything at the top of my head. The excessive amount of episodes with two plots is exhausting, and after this, I just need to go drink some water. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.